Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Play Slay the Spire. You know, it feels good to be back. 820. It's the opposite of whose line is it anyway. And whose line is it anyway? They say where the points don't matter and it's all made up. Where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. That's it. Give me a random common relic. I'm not too stoked about that one. We have to. All paths pass through elites. We should go here, and then if HP is looking garbage, whoop. If HP is looking good, maybe, that's still pretty bad. I think we probably want to just go there. This is a blast from the past, dude, because we have not played as the Silent in a long time. We didn't do any of the challenges as the Silent. Maybe that's the break we needed. Absence makes the heart grow fonder or something. But I know what we need is the Silent, especially like right now. We basically have garbage. It's so much harder to kill an enemy early as the Silent than it is early as the Ironclad. We can't afford to have these like cutesy perfect block turns and hope we draw bash. We need to get some kind of damage. And honestly, none of this is like... sadly, those cards accomplish nothing at all. So my ideal Silent archetype, I think, is you raise decks as high as possible, you know, via relevant relics, kunai, even the stepping stone, you take footworks, etc., etc. Sorry, oddly shaped stone, that's what it's called. And we maybe go for poison on top of that, but I will say a sneaky strike, I believe in this card. I actually believe in two of them. Normally, I might consider rolling a Noxious. I hate to say it, but I actually think we want Prepared. The reason I don't want Noxious is I don't think we have the decks necessary to make it be that functional. I will spend my gold on healing for sure, dude. Ah, you again. No, it's okay. This time, you're unupgraded. And I think we've got... I mean, we're probably not going to make our sneaky strikes work too often for us. But at least, you know, despite the fact that they're not great value at full price without the energy refund, at least they are a means of dealing damage. You know, we don't have a whole heck of a lot of that early, so... Yikes. You don't want to draw them on the same turn with no enablers, I'll tell you that much. We don't really have what I would consider to be a discard-heavy deck, but it is also like the fourth encounter, so I'm not really too concerned about that right now. We will dump a Daze. Basically, we're just kicking the problem to next turn. But we're definitely going to kill you next turn and also take at maximum 2 damage. Let's take 0 damage. And also get rid of a Daze. Okay, so with one enemy, I don't expect... Oh my god. On the same turn yet again. I don't expect to have a perfect fight. But I do expect to be around, yeah, maybe 30 HP is, you know, fairly reasonable. One thing we would definitely love is the ability to, well, it's not an ability, it's like a literal card. If we get well-laid plans, we can store our discard enablers until we draw our sneaky strikes. Mummified Hand is potentially, it could be good. So I will take Tactician as well. Will I? Are we going to go that heavy on discard? I guess I'll give it a shot. Now, early on, what do we like? I mean, an upgraded Neutralize, I think, is very good. An upgraded Prepared is very good. Upgraded Tactician, I do think it's good, but I don't think it's as good. I don't think it's necessary yet with the limited amount of draw we're likely to have in a number of situations. We don't have what I would describe as a thick deck yet. But that's kind of a personal question. I don't know why you feel so like you can flippantly just bring it up. So this is what I mean. Like, we don't really... On turns where we get our discards, we don't really have an energy problem that would require us to make Tactician better right off the bat anyway. I do like backflip. We still continue to, in my opinion... Anchor's pretty good, I think. And this is necessary. I do think we continue to sort of run into the problem where... Beautiful. We have a hard time killing things, is basically, you know, the words have turned to ash in my mouth a couple of times, but we do have a hard time killing things. 10 damage, 34. This will split you, so I don't really want to do it. Cost 0 that turn. That turn, that's important. What are we drawing next turn? We'll try to... I mean, here's the... Oh, we can only keep one card. That's right. We'll keep Sneaky Strike. 10 damage will split you. We'll need a little bit more, but we're hoping for some kind of... We didn't get what we were looking for, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Still split him. We'll store a defend here. We split him at, like, almost the literal worst. But that's okay. Let's get rid of these two. Catch him. 3 energy left. Think we'll handle it like this. This is a terrible fight, and I don't care who knows it. Not like, you know, it's terrible. I'm gonna play a defend and store a survivor. I don't mean like it's badly designed. Everything in this game is very deliberately designed, it feels. But I will still say it's annoying. And as a result, should not exist because it makes me angry. Let's take strikes. I don't think we're going to kill him next turn, but I don't think he's going to attack. Okay. See, you always bet on him not attacking. What's the worst that could possibly happen? You get killed before your time? You're absolutely correct. That is the worst. This deck could use a number of different things right now. And it's like the obvious answer, but simultaneously, like, it's early, so I'm not sweating it. But one thing is Quick Slash, although this is another good discard enabler. Concentrate could be good. The thing is, I don't really... Well, who's our boss? You don't put junk in our hand. I think I need draw right now, to be honest. And I don't think I ever need a big dex turn. I think I'd rather just have Essence of Steel. So we're gonna play it pretty dangerously here. We'll upgrade well-laid plans for certain. Thank you for not being combat. I'll take the heal just to hedge my bets. You never know what this guy's got going on. Mummified Hand hits Survivor. I mean, it's nice. It's not nice. You get a pretty sweet turn like that, and you can store a card. I think we have the shell of, like, a cute deck right now. To be honest, I think with well-laid plans, we're kind of smoothed over right now. I don't think we need to take more blocks. I definitely think Neutralize is our best upgrade. We do need some... I mean, we need a lot of things, to be honest, without being ridiculous, but... I would definitely say that, like, on the list of stuff that's relevant... More cumulative dexterity is up there. And on top of that, like, this is pretty good. And if we pop this, there's never been a better time. On top of that, some way, and I'm saying cumulative a lot, I guess it's the word of the day, but some way to deal damage, like, over time, or to have some form of damage that gets stronger as time goes on, would be another apt way to describe it, I think. Because for now, 14, let me think. You're doing 4, so this is worth it. We'll just store both of these. Right now, it's just a little wonky. It's not quite getting the job done. Maybe. Or maybe it'll be fine. We are going to lose 1 HP here. No, we're not. 6 times 2 is 12, not 16. I just don't think our sneaky strikes have the kind of damage output. So we're taking no damage here. I don't think our sneaky strikes have the kind of damage output that could really lead us to victory. But you know what would actually help? I'm just trying to remember the cards that are actually like in the silent deck because it's been so long. And we're taking a strike so we have a better chance to roll you over next turn. What I'm going to say might surprise you. But the answer to the question, in my opinion, is caltrops. It's like all that for 2 damage. All that for a drop of blood. Not worth it. Caltrops, it might actually... Sorry, 8s. Yes, 9. We're at 13. I can hit you once. We're at 9 block. We don't need to play our defend. Caltrops and perhaps multiple caltropses could be enough. But we will definitely need like some way to add decks on top of that. We're really looking for a way to, well, you know what? Actually, never mind. This does work, but let's just keep it for next turn because we don't have the energy base to play Sneaky Strike. I was worried we weren't going to get to full block there. Like, this guy, we're doing a really good job, to be honest, of, like, squeezing the life out of these enemies, but... Next turn's going to suck pretty bad, I think. Eventually, we're going to encounter enemies for whom this strat is just nonsensical. We will never get to the place we need to get to in order to stop him. And we're starting to experience that now as this guy gets stronger and stronger, but it's only going to get worse, to be honest. So our typical game plan, when he's in a shell form, we hold blocks. When he's in the other form, we try to get massive amount of damage whenever possible. So it's 13, I can hit you once. And above all else, we really, if you don't enable a sneaky strike, then you hold it. And if you have a discard enabler that isn't hitting anything, you hold it as well so that you can wait for a sneaky strike to come around. I have to think. We can definitely do that. Neutralize will take you down to 12 damage. Start there. If I hit you with the sneaky strike, we could have a huge turn next turn, but we do need to block as well. If I hit you with the sneaky strike, we go down to 5 block. We get 2 energy back, play both defends. We're in, like, Flint. Okay. I don't think we're going to kill you next turn, but we're going to get mighty close. Closer than you might expect. Yeah. Okay, we're at 11. Play 1. Next turn, we don't need much. Then, you know, it doesn't very often take me 13 minutes at this point to get through the first... well, we screwed this one up something fierce. It doesn't very often take me 13 minutes to get through the first floor. It's a testament to the fact that we're really trying this one on for size. We're doing our all, or we're doing our darndest. Let's think very critically. Unload is great at being, you know, a high damage attack. It enables discards. Adrenaline is lovely. And before challenges, before taking a second to think about it, I definitely would have taken it. However, I really think Unload fits our deck better. We don't have expensive enough cards to justify Snack OI. I hate to say it. With well-laid plans existing, I think Empty Cage is exactly what we want. And it's a pretty bad relic in my opinion. And I respect removal. Hey, I've come to respect removal. In many ways, nobody respects removal more than me if you don't think about it. There's no way, you absolutely 100% have to fight unelite. I guess I'll go for this one. All I'll say is not, like, without a doubt, is not my ideal choice. But I think it could be worse. Could have been tiny house, which I will never respect. Okay, dump. I mean, our defense are really bad at this point. I still want to play them, but mostly because I want to not take damage. Novel idea, I suppose. His big turn is the next turn. So I'd rather get hit for 7 on this turn, as bad as it is, than get hit for... Oh, no, okay, he was just weak, that's right. Let's do it like this. We can always pop Speed Potion if we want. And I think we probably will. Makes a potion slot as well. Not to say it's like the greatest get we could ever ask for. We're not going to be able to play Sneaky Strike, and that's fine. I think he'll just Quick Slash, play a Defend, and then hold these two. And then we have a good combo for next turn. And this is exactly what you want. Somehow we had a turn against this guy where we took no damage. That seems to happen about once every 30 runs, so I'm very pleased. Poison has got a certain allure, but you know, I think we're okay for now. I don't think we need to add. We definitely still want to remove, but I don't think we need to add much to this deck. It's pretty much garbage. Just trying to think, you know, with... Yeah, we kind of screwed this one up. That's alright. I mean, it's not alright, because now we got 5 turns of Frailty, but it could be worse. And let's leave it at that. Otherwise, I may cry myself to sleep. So we are taking quite a nasty hit, but if we get it prepared next turn, we got as close to a Wombo combo as our deck gets. We're guaranteed to draw a prepared on the next turn. There we go. I knew it would show up. What do we get rid of? Probably like a basic strike and then tactician, because it's still looking a little funky. 22 block, huh? Jeez Louise. He's not messing about. I don't know who it was that talked to me and said, you know that Spheric Guardian? He likes to mess about. But you were incorrect. He means business. So, I think we have to play Survivor. And I know you're like, what are you going to do with Onload? Well, I'm going to do what I've always done with Onload and essentially almost never play it, if that's fine by you, because I need to play Defense as well. You're doing 16 damage. The audacity. I mean, he's probably dealing with the same thing right now. He's like, oh, it's the hardest guy I ever fought. Absolutely. I mean, I would pretty much guarantee it. So, the thing is, he's dead and I'm not, so I rule. I do think, and I very rarely have I tried to run this, I do think Expertise actually could work for us here. And it's so tough, because you know I like a leg sweep. But does it actually matter that much? And we have no good blocks, so yes. Except Survivor. And everything else don't take. Like, this is it's a little messed up. But I'm working on it. Sort of. I just wonder, like, survival is not that outrageous. This is the exact combo I was looking for, by the way. Was some way to make this nightmare work. With, like, Unload. Expertise. Then we don't have a discard enabler. We won't be able to play Sneaky Strike. So that's not what we want to do. We'll do it like this, just so we don't get destroyed. Store Quick Slash for next turn. Survival, and I know it's not going particularly well here. I don't think survival's that big of an ask right now, and I still believe that. Yikes, dude. But what is a huge ask, and we're probably going to die right after I said survival's not unlikely, but what is a huge ask, without a doubt, is how are we going to output enough damage to have a chance to stop the boss? It just, something about it does not compute right now. Now, I don't know if we should really be proud about storing 0 cards for next turn. You know, taking 1 damage to get through our deck a little bit faster, but also we're putting a bunch of garbage dazes into it simultaneously. I don't know what it seems like bad police work. Anyway, we're dead. Let's try again. 820, you might have thought I forgot. Let's hydrate. I definitely remember now what this run's like, or what these runs are like. Do remember, I have beaten 820 with every character off camera except for the silent. So it's just tapping into... I mean, really the reason we were able to do that was because of sample size, but... it's tapping into that attempt. I'm going to try the Hail Mary. So we basically start with a built-in well-laid plans. Is that worth losing 2 draw per turn? Or 2 draw on the first turn? Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Especially if we can get cards that maybe enable more draw. So what did we learn? Well, we kind of had a weird deck on the last run, in the sense that it never killed anything, and it also did a pretty terrible job at not dying. We do have to be very careful about having things in our hands that clog it to the point where it no longer works as well. I think flechettes, I didn't give it as much thought as I probably should have. But I feel like flechettes, if you have consistently, like, potentially 10 cards in hand, it seems pretty good. I'll play it the simple way. Remove a strike, add Noxious. Noxious at least puts enemies on a timer. It may be slow, but watch it go. And I always, or at least often, am going to want to remove cards, because if I don't remove cards, then we're going to end up getting a handful of garbage. It happens all the time. Let's just double up here. I think we got him next turn. So I'm actually surprisingly, like, I'm feeling pretty strong about where we're at right now. I definitely, I do think a poison stab helps, but let's just call it for now. We don't have to add a poison stab right away. That's a good way to think about it, I think. I do dislike this. I don't think this is a very good starting hand, but that's okay. We would really like Bag of Prep now, as, I mean, it sounds probably a little comical. This will not kill you. Play it like that. You gotta love it. Bag of Prep would sort us out quite nicely, I think, on that first turn. I love Cloak and Dagger. Backstab once, I mean, it's not bad, but I just don't think it represents like a good use case for us. I'm willing to go for this. So what do we want to see? Well, first off, play nothing turn 1. Turn 2, you can start the pop. And we are going to start the pop. I really wanted to see Noxious before we started, but it's unlikely to get much better than this. That's a pretty good starting turn. Are we going to play Noxious? I do think we will. I do. I think it'll pay for itself. It'll pay for more than a strike, I guess is what I mean to say. But really, we're trying to make hand space for flechettes whenever possible. So, like, play at least 3 cards per turn. Although, I guess why wouldn't we? That's a good point. Dude, this fight went very well. For an Ascension 20 boss fight, who's complaining? Or elite fight. Oddly smooth stone strikes me as very nice. Actually, we're going to overdraw quite frequently, so I think having extra energy, even though, you know, it might not be the best card in the game, I think having extra energy could benefit us quite nicely, to be honest with you. I'm starting to believe. You know what I believe in most? Is flechettes, of course. I love it. Flechettes has become the giant killer. I always knew it could be, and by always I mean occasionally I thought at times it could be amazing. Even if I didn't say it, I thought it privately. And like in conversations with my friends, I said, well, that card's going places. You weren't there. It was very important. It's just me and all the other good players who are as good at Slay the Spire as I am, i.e. nobody. I don't think we need to go to the shop. I think we're going to go left here. Who cares? You know, it's not my favorite relic, and it's not my favorite role of the relic, but it is what it is. It's a very intriguing run. Let's put it that way. Ice Cream would be another very interesting card for us to have here. You gotta love this, because he's dead. How good is Flechettes, dude? You know I'm thinking about Prepared. I think it's... I don't trust myself to roll a Grand Finale deck. Prepared allowing us to get garbage out of our deck is good, but I honestly don't want to take out more than I can chew from the sense of, like, upgrading cards. So this is an easy one. We want Noxious ASAP. And who's our boss? Slime? Okay, I'm going to pop this as well, because I think it's going to take us a couple of turns to get where I want to go. You're doing 15? Me too. This guy's a problem. You're doing 15 again, huh? You're doing 12. We're going to handle it like that. We take 3 damage. This guy's dead. That's the most important thing by far. You got to go next. 5 damage coming in. Okay. This went pretty well. I gotta be honest. I'm not hating this run. And just 3 attacks will kill you. Truth be told, I find it kind of hard to play a backflip because our hand's gonna be full most of the time anyway. So I will absolutely, and I didn't really think twice about this. I honestly think it's close. I'm going to cut a basic strike just because it doesn't screw up Flechettes, but a defend will definitely be next. All of this, I want you to know, it hurts me a great deal. Because we can never get rid of a curse, I'm going to take the max HP. Never get rid of a curse until we go to the shop, I should say. When it sticks in our hand, it's there forever. Unless it's ethereal. So I don't love it, but that's where I'm going to... I'm down to 60 max HP. Scary, I'll admit. Have to play Noxious. We might as well hit him one time. You know what would make this deck work really nicely as well is a single Envenom. But let's not concern ourselves. This is 36 damage. I think we're going to wait on it just because I don't want to roll you over just quite yet. We can wait for the moment of greatest despair. It's 30 damage. Still not yet. I don't really want to draw too much more. I'm perfectly okay taking another turn off here. And basically just clear it, and you know what? Dump one of these as well. And next turn, you're gonna hate the way you look. I guarantee it. Legitimately, probably the smartest play I've ever made. 18 damage. You gotta hate it. I think we're playing it right. You just let him burn. You know, you've got more than enough block. The poison's taking them away. It's a bit of an unusual way to tackle the fight, but that's fine. And, I mean, he's dead next turn. Well, no, there's two of them now. This is getting out of hand, etc., etc. They're still dead next turn. Okay, we always want more energy. That's not... Well, let's see what we get. Wraith form is admittedly very tempting. But I think it sticking in hand will be annoying. I don't really love After Image, so... Like, this is not a particularly, you know, card-heavy deck right now. I think we like Glass Knife, just for some discrete damage dealing. And then, dude, to be honest with you, I think Hovering Kite is going to slow us down at the start, but it actually might be, dare I suggest, and it's a bit hoity-toity, it might actually be advantageous for us at some point. We have to fight unelites. It's all bad. I think if you hit this path, rest, fight, rest, that's your best chance. So the number one thing, by the way, that's why we're going to take this path instead of this path. We want to hit that shop early. One thing I would love to see, without a doubt, is Bag of Prep. Trying to think. So Hovering Kite, it might admittedly be more of a negative than I originally anticipated. The Dazes exhaust, so I'm not sweating this. Honestly, we definitely want the damage out there, even if it's only 8. Yeah, maybe more of a negative than I originally anticipated. Certainly more cards that give us draw now, in order to get us to a point where we're a little bit more... I mean, I don't know how many times I've taken this relic, but I'll tell you, it's in the single digits for sure. So this is a new era for me as well. I'll just tell you, that could have gone worse. We didn't take too much damage there. Heel Hook. I don't think enemies are going to be weak long enough for Heel Hook to work, to be honest. So we really want cards that draw. Or to get more cards themselves. So I think, I mean, the other Noxious is also tempting. But keep in mind, we got to upgrade cards. So I'll tell you, Eviscerate actually seems like a beautiful choice. Because the maximum it will cost is 2. The minimum it will cost is also 2. So Glass Knife absolutely has to be upgraded. If you don't upgrade it, it's basically pure garbage after 1 or 2 plays. So let's store a defend here. At least now we're like at the break-even point. But as soon as we play 0-cost stuff, we kind of lose that, you know? We definitely want to play Noxious, so let's dump this. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm starting to think that this Hovering Kite might not have been the most prudent choice for us, but we haven't given it enough boss fights to... Oh, we should have stored cards there without a doubt. We haven't given it enough boss fights to really prove that, to be honest. You know, I'm playing this fight all wrong. We should really stall. Because the poison's just gonna get him. We don't need to do any damage at all. So yeah, just like rework your brain and remind yourself that like could store that even. Remind yourself that all you have to do is survive until this turn, and then you win. How are we gonna make this kite work, dude? I think I would be stupid not to take Tactician in this case. I think I would be stupid not to take Ritual Dagger, but it does rely on us living. And that's not necessarily guaranteed. Turn 1, be smart. This is how we're going to run this deck right now. You can get rid of this. You can get rid of this. We'll play a defend. We'll play 2 defends for no reason. But we definitely wanted to play Glass Knife. I just happened to click on the wrong card. Why? Because they changed positions on me. And we're going to draw just a handful of pure garbage, but... Right. You know, this time we can actually afford to dump that. Because you're dead, let's just do that. Store a strike because it could serve as a good discard to keep something decent in hand next turn. We definitely do want to burn as many of the dazes out as we can. Dude, we're going to die. I mean, it's not... I wish it weren't so, but definitely seems likely to be the case. This one is way worse for me than the last one because it feels like we have a real chance of making this run work. We just maybe need... I don't know. Maybe we're going to be okay. It's really the elite fight that scares me the most. You willing to use a strength potion to get 3 extra damage on this thing when he's going to die anyway? The answer to your question is yes. I think we're in a very, very delicate position. Okay, we can skip the elite fight. So that's, I mean, extremely mission critical. And I think we're going to do so immediately. Lose War Paint, gain a special relic. That seems fine, considering War Paint has already served its purpose. Then we're going to go rest yet again. Following this... Might not be the biggest fan of this, but I'm happy to have done it, to be honest. We'll get Ritual Dagger popping. Okay. You gotta get rid of 2 cards. We don't need this. We don't need this. This replaces itself. Still bad, don't get me wrong. Is there a chance? There might be a chance, but... I can't, I mean, I can't promise anything. Okay. We can dump Flechettes, but if we're gonna, I mean, if we're gonna dump Strength, but then Flechettes is roughly the same. Okay, so dump this, and dump this, and then these fights do suck, but that's the way of the world. $22 damage, huh? Yeah. It's not my favorite. Keep in mind, we got a new strat. What do we do now? Just block, lol. If we're able to do that, should be okay. Man, we're going to die on the boss. I think that's the most likely outcome for this run right now. It lacks Any sort of killing power. Yeah, unless we get Wraith form right now, which we didn't. I'll tell you, I think I did sort of screw up with the hovering kite, but you can see my mindset, I think, for sure. What I did is I created a situation where Fléchettes never gets played, and that's, I mean, that's definitely not what you're looking for. So let's store Fléchettes. I don't know, we'll try to build like a card surplus or something here. This has to get played. Why not? We don't care if they're weak. We'd rather burn through him a little faster. Just keep, not at a card surplus, but a card equilibrium even is okay. I actually really wanted Flash of Steel, so you've done me real dirty today. Just trying to get poison on him a little bit faster. Okay, you know what? You incentivized playing a couple of those cards, let's do it. Plus 16, 30. We're taking 10 damage. It's not like we're saving it for the boss. Unlikely. 43 damage. So this is like the great concern for sure. And we're already actually dead. That's a bummer. I thought we were doing some decent stuff. Life goes on. We'll be back to try the defect. We've been trying new things, and that's what's exciting for me. But yeah, none of it's really ticked yet. That's fine. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.